What's up, guys? How you doing? Shit's going fucking haywire right now. Everyone's losing their minds. It makes me think that there are basically paid actors, chaos actors or whatever. People down here in Richmond have burned down buildings, set buses on fire, dumpsters. Now there's like a citywide mandate for people to stay in at 8 p.m. That's like the curfew. It's craziness, you know? Like, what happened? I didn't watch the video because I don't need to fill my mind with more negative things. But I understand what happened. What happened was absolutely terrible. There's no way around it. But the way that people are reacting is not the correct way. And honestly, it makes me think that there are basically paid actors, chaos actors or whatever, undercover police that are going around causing trouble amongst these groups, these Antifa groups, and these Black Lives Matter groups. Because, quite honestly, they did that for Occupy Wall Street. It was found that there was undercover police, causing havoc, and you can look that up. Type in, Occupy Wall Street, undercover police protesters, and I don't see why the same thing wouldn't be done for this. I think that it's perfect timing for someone to to pay people to go in, cause havoc all throughout all these different cities, so that the rights are even more restricted, so that there's even more control in the government's hands. And I'm not saying that's 100% what happened, but I'm saying that since there were paid police that were going around undercover smashing windows and shit for Occupy Wall Street protests back a few years ago, I don't see why the same thing wouldn't be going on for this. It's a good way to discredit people, when you send people in there and start being violent and stuff like that. It's a good way to discredit the whole thing. But anyways, so yeah, that's pretty crazy. What else happened this week? SpaceX. That was pretty cool. I watched a little bit of the launch through Snapchat. I didn't actually watch it obviously in person, being here in Virginia. I think it was in Florida where it happened, but it looked pretty cool on the Snapchat. Elon Musk, man, he's trying to get us to Mars, which is funny. I mean, have you guys ever seen the faces on Mars or the pyramids, and all those weird structures that satellite images caught on Mars? They look like seemingly of buildings, old buildings, they were covered up by the dust and shit like that. Ruins, I guess, would be the proper word. That's gonna be crazy. What did they say? I think it's 200 and some days to get to Mars, so it's almost a year that it would take for people to get there, which is crazy. They better have some strippers, hella some cocaine, some fucking alcohol. They better have all you can eat buffet, comedians. I mean, because if you're gonna be on this spaceship for 200 some odd days, you gotta have some form of entertainment for people. And I think that bridge and chess and bingo, it's gonna lose its edge. It's not gonna be as cool after the 50th day of playing it. So I wonder what type of entertainment they're gonna be providing for these people if they go to Mars. Drugs are bad. Okay. I was curious, thinking what would happen if you ate ice cream in space? How they have space ice cream, astronaut ice cream? Well, why do they do that? Why is it dehydrated? Is it because you can't have ice cream in space? I know liquids go all wonky and shit in space, but they've got to have some sort of liquids, right? What happens to the liquids? It doesn't just go away. It's just hard to manage, right? Yeah, I'd definitely like to see what it's like to eat ice cream in space. It'd be cool to see a video of someone hitting a bong in space, someone that rode, to go to Mars or whatever. Once they start doing that shit, it'd be cool to see how the water reacts. But so RuneScape, what's been going on for me in RuneScape recently is I've been grinding away. I just did Merlin's Crystal Quest, which was quick and easy. I got my herb lore up. I got some unfinished Harlander potions, and then I also got some unfinished, I think it was attack potions first. I think I started out with the unfinished attack potions, then moved on to the strength potions. Spent, I don't know, maybe 600k, something like that, but I don't know ultimately how much I spent because I sold the potions back to the GE. So I made some money back from that. But yeah, I've been working on the herb lore and fishing so that I could, I think I had to get my fishing to 50. Was it 50 or 53? Might have been 53. And I think it was at like 48 or 38 maybe. I don't know. I was at a lower level. It was probably about 40, the level I was at. And I just chilled over by the Barbarian Village. I just fished for trout, and I think salmon was the other one. Super chill. Like, that and mining, yeah. So, as you know, I was in the Motherlode mine, also getting, getting my mining level up. I was about to try to log in real quick on my phone, but the authenticator, that might be a headache just to see like what my levels are and stuff. But so I also did Shield of Arov, which, so funny story. Well, funny to me. I was talking to Cretan, because Cretan and I both need to do Heroes Quest, and he had all the prereqs done for his levels, quests, and everything like that. I didn't. I needed to do Shield of Arov, I needed to do Merlins, I needed to get my mining up and my fishing up. So that's what I've been grinding away at the past week, is getting my mining up, fishing up. I got the Motherlode mine. I got the ice gloves from starting out on Heroes Quest. So anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. So what happened was, I was talking to Cretan, and we're gonna do Heroes Quest together, but also he was Black Arm Gang for Shield of Arov, and he told me to be the Phoenix Gang. Now, this was probably 2 weeks ago, so I completely, forgot about what he was saying, as far as which gang he joined. And one day this weekend, I messaged him, I was like, hey man, which gang are you in? And then I was waiting, chilling on the computer, and then I was telling Smoke Blunt about what I needed to do, and he was like, oh man, I'll help you out, Shield of Arov. I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't even think about it, I just took his help, and he happened to be Phoenix Gang. So without me even thinking about, or without me even knowing which one Cretan was, I chose Black Arm. I chose the same gang as Cretan, which, not cool, because we need to be opposite gangs for the Heroes Quest. So I'm like, once he was like, oh, you chose Black Arm? I was like, yes. I'm like, fuck. And I was like, I'm sorry, dude. But then I found out that anyone who's done Heroes Quest can help you out. So Smoke Blunt should be able to help me out with that. So, and it doesn't really look like it's too long of a quest either, man. We got the lava eels, and so we went fishing over there in the Tavali dungeon over by the blue drags, and I got the lava eel. I do need to cook it still, I'm pretty sure I still need to cook it. Got the ice gloves, so I just need Smoke Blunt to get the armband or whatever, and then we'll trade off some shit, and then I can be done with that quest. And once I'm done with that quest, man, I'm one step closer to finishing RFD. Once I do finish RFD, I'm probably going to chill a little bit on RuneScape, but maybe not. Honestly, what I'm going to do though is just put some time into watching YouTube videos on producing beats and stuff. I got this super cool Akai Mini, MPK Mini keyboard, and I just don't really get much time to use it because I've been playing RuneScape and stuff, work full time. So once I get RFD done, I'm going to make it a goal to start watching YouTube videos on how to make hip-hop beats on GarageBand, trap beats on GarageBand, techno beats on GarageBand, mess around with my keyboard, and probably at the same time that will motivate me to order the Scarlett 2i2 USB interface so I can use an XLR mic. I haven't picked an XLR mic that I want yet. I have one on my tabs open right here. Well, let me see if I can log into RuneScape without the authenticator, so I can tell you what my levels are at right now. Son of a bitch. I gotta do the authenticator. I guess I could probably do that real quick just to have my levels ready so that I can share it with you. But yeah, I don't remember what type of XLR condenser mic that I'm looking at, so that'll be another thing. But cool for me, taxing his brother Carson, he just joined the Rogan and Runescape family, and we talked. He's super smart dude on tech stuff, other things as well, but he was telling me about some crucial keyboards and chairs and mice and microphones. Sounded like he really knew what he was talking about, so I'm probably going to talk to him about what type of XLR mic that I should get, and that's going to be awesome. It's going to be great for the podcast. It's also going to be great for me for making music and stuff like that, because I really do want to, put my intent and my energy and my will towards that, as well as this. Okay, so yeah, my levels. So going from the top left, all the way down that column, onto the next column. I got 60 attack, 67 strength, which, thank God for 67 strength. I think I primarily did that in Nightmare Zone. And I kind of wanted to train strength more than attack at first because, you know, the higher your strength is, the harder you hit. So is it the more accurate or the bigger numbers? I'm pretty sure it's the bigger numbers that you hit, which would then in turn make training attack easier. So I wanted to get my strength up to like 70. Plus, not to mention, I'm going for the Dragon Defender anyways. So I'm going to need to get a combined attack and strength level of, I think, 130. So I need to get, looks like, my strength to 70, and then I should be straight with the Dragon Defender, and I'll start using that. Then I'll probably, once I got the Dragon Defender, I'll probably train attack, get my attack up to 70, so I can use like the whip and other things like that. And then I'll get my defense up so I can use some of the other armors. So anyway, speaking of defense, I'm 61 defense, 86 range, which I'm super stoked to get to 87 because I just feel like I'm getting up there finally. Like, I'm making progress. It's pretty cool. So we get to 87 range. I got 61 prayer. Shout out to Memra. Big thanks to him for giving me some bones. I got a good amount of bones I can use. Take those to an altar. So I haven't even buried those yet. So I haven't even, haven't even gotten them yet. So I got some like superior bones or something like that. I forget the name of them. They're like blue. But I'm gonna like trade them into the GE and then get some dragon bones. Take those to an altar. Get my prayer up some more. 74 mage, 28 rune crafting, 1 construction, 78 hit points, 49 agility, 45 herb lore, 53 thieving, 56 crafting, 33 fletching, 69 slayer, 1 hunter, 50 mining, 34 smithing, which, by the way, Motherlode Mine also gives you some points towards smithing once you repair the like watermill thing, because it breaks down. There's 2 of them, and you gotta repair those. Oh, by the way, I just saw a notification pop up on the Discord. Shoutouts to Smacknuts for getting his Desert Treasure quest complete. Especially as I think he's probably using his 1 Defense Pure account too. So there you go, attaboy. Ow, ow, ow. Smacknuts. Smacknuts in the house. So which, by the way, Cretan is a friend of Smacknuts, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, 34 smithing, 53 fishing, 53 fishing, no, 53 fishing, 70 cooking, 50 fire making, 50 wood cutting, 23 farming. So I'm getting up there, guys, slow and steady. You know, some of my skills that were like untouched, such as herb lore or some other things, maybe like, I'm trying to think what else I didn't really put much time into. I don't know, herb lore is a pretty good example. Thieving is a pretty good example of things that I kind of got up there. You know, so that was pretty neat. I'm trying to see what else. I can't remember the quests that I've done. I might add on to this. I might pause this. Right now I just got a tropical smoothie. So I'm eating that. If you hear some cars in the background, or I guess drinking it. Do you eat a smoothie or do you drink it? I would think drink. But then it's like when it's really cold and it starts to freeze your teeth, if you got sensitive teeth, then you gotta kind of like chomp down a little bit, like chomp on the ice and shit, and get some motion in your mouth, get some heat so your mouth doesn't freeze to death. Okay, so yeah, oh yeah, so when Elon Musk was on Rogan, it was pretty neat. He was talking about like the neural net thing. I didn't do a review for it. I tried to do a review for it. I tried sitting down with Tangy Puss. We had the video review going. I even had Rogan in the background and a video setup, but I had to stop it midway through. And then at that point, I was so frustrated. I had to go take care of some stuff in real life, and it just frustrated me, so I didn't complete it. But that was a really good episode. He's had a couple of good episodes recently. I got some screenshots of things that were interesting that I might add on to this later. Yeah, it's just crazy with the whole Minneapolis riot shit going on. It's affecting here in Richmond, Virginia too. I definitely think that there's some operators of chaos in there, people that are just basically undercover. They're like kind of paid to cause havoc so that the police come in, set these restrictions, and also discredit, you know, the protest itself. Like I said, it's terrible what happened, but how people are responding is just ridiculous. People are bored. People are bored and stupid. You know, the older I get, the more I realize that not everyone, but you gotta think about, it's statistically the number game, how many people are both dull and ignorant, you know? So burning down like buses that help people get around in the city is not gonna achieve anything. Like, and that's why it's so ridiculous to me that it doesn't even seem like it's true. That's why I think, partially why I think about the whole operators of chaos, people that are paid to go undercover and shit like that. That's half of why I think that. The other half is because of when they sent them into Occupy Wall Street, which I went to the Occupy Richmond just to check it out, just to see what they were like, what they were doing. And this was a couple years ago. I think it might have been 2012, and it was down at the Kanawha Plaza in Richmond, and it was like there used to be this like water fountain or something like that. Maybe they have it running in the summertime and drain it in the fall and winter. I'm not really sure, but the whole water fountain was drained out and it looked like steps. So people were like chilling on the steps and talking. There was tents pitched out like in this Kanawha Plaza place. Like, yeah, I went to just to check it out, just to do some investigational research. Is investigation and research? That's probably a better way to say it. But yeah, just to get some investigation done, some research done. I went to the Occupy Richmond to check them out, and then I also went to the Tea Party, because the Tea Party was popping up around that time too, 2012. So I brought my camera, my video camera at the time, and hell a lot of old people in the Tea Party. I was probably the only 20, definitely at the time I was probably like 19 maybe, and I was definitely the only one that age. Probably no one under like 40 was there, and I was definitely the only like brown dude, a youth, definitely for sure. But it was cool because I mean, I went to both things to kind of balance it out. I wanted to see what the Tea Party had to say, and I wanted to see what the Occupy people had to say. Those were kind of like the two big groups at the time. I don't think they were really competing against each other. I think they just happened to pop up around the same time. I mean, you see all these like Tea Party signs around here, where I live and stuff like that in southern areas. So, rather than just like 100% like judging them just off of surface value, I actually took the time to like listen, stop and listen. And I was like, oh shit, well, this is all like basically fear porn for old people. Like, just getting old people scared and, rallied up in certain groups. But that was a good time, man. Back in those days, back in high school, I used to like do things like I'd go to Target and I'd bring my iPad and I would take like a $1 bill and I would like show old people like the all-seeing eye on the pyramid. I would explain to them what that means. I'd show them where it said Novus Ordo Seclorum, new order, something like that, which is above the pyramid. You got Novus Ordo Seclorum Annuit Conceptus, which means he is conceived or he is approved of the new order. I think of the world is what it means. So it's like, what new order are you talking about? Are you guys talking about the New World Order? Huh? But anyways, I get around to old people. I show them stuff like that. I would, talk to them about like how, who was the dude? Donald Rumsfeld went on TV on September 10th, 2001 and said that $3.2 trillion went missing from the Pentagon. Next day, what happens? Plane hits the area of the Pentagon where all the records would have been. $3.2 trillion. That's not like some pocket change. That's not even like $30 million or $300 million. It's $3.2 trillion. Just went missing. They don't know where it went. They don't know how they lost track of it. How do you lose $3.2 trillion? A day before 9/11 too. So I'd go around, I'd talk to old people about stuff like this, and I wouldn't try to do it in like some like young punk way of like, y'all are old and wrong. Like, okay, boomer. Like, nothing like that. I try to, just talk to them as and a lot of I remember two specifically, they were like guards or whatever, like, citizens police or whatever. They'd go around, walk around like shopping areas and stuff, make sure everyone's like being good or they're going to report you to the cops and shit. They just sat down, they listened to me and, had some good points to share with them. Of course, they had their own views, but we weren't actually, from my memory, I don't recall us really coming to disagreements. I don't remember them being like, oh, well, you know what? I'm done talking or anything like that. It was a lady. I remember that, and an older guy. So it was pretty cool, which, go out and do shit like that. I mean, it's been a while since I've done stuff like that. I'll be honest. I was, I'm 26 now. That was probably when I was like 19. And, but community involvement, going out in your community, talking to people, without being a jackass, without being overly inflammatory about your views and trying to, listen to people and present good arguments with information. That's how you change things, man. That's how you change things. Anyways, yeah, that's kind of my update as to what I've been doing. Oh yeah, we did Castle Wars too. Me, Taxing, and his brother Carson, we did Castle Wars, and that was awesome. Carson and Parker. Oh, I'm sorry, wait. Taxing's name is Carson, and his brother is Parker. So I might have fucked that up earlier when I said Taxing and his brother. But anyways, yeah, they're both like mage, high up mage level. So like they would like ice barrage people, so they would get frozen. And then like, so while they're praying like protect from mage, I would like start blow piping the shit out of them. And I'd be praying eagle eye, and then also protect from range, or protect from mage. I mean, I'd be praying eagle eye, plus I was drinking a divine ranging potion with toxic blowpipe, archer ring imbued, full armadillo. Except for you can't wear hats or backpacks or capes or whatever into Castle Wars. So I couldn't have my coif and I couldn't have my Ava's accumulator. But other than that, I had a great time. Someone tried to scam Cretan. They tried to like give him some sort of staff and tell him to go to some world and go into the wild, but to bring like 4 mil, something like that. So he got up to the point where the guy was going to try to get him to switch the worlds into a PvP world, because he was trying to see if he could scam the scammer, allegedly. Anyways, guys, yeah, I just want to give you a quick little update as to what's been going on. I'm at 80. I did 80 push-ups. I skipped 40. So I've been doing 80 push-ups a day, 6 days a week last week. And I've been doing, starting today. Everyone else starts 80 today. I'm going to do 80 this week as well. Next Sunday, we're going to go to 120. Sunday after that, it's going to be 160 a day. Just break it down to sets of 10 or 15 or 20, whatever you can do. There's nothing wrong with just doing, as many as you can do, whether it be 5 or 6 to 10. I'll usually start out in the morning with 20, and then the rest I'll do sets of 10 or 15. But it's a great communal activity. Shouts to Smarties Max for doing his push-ups, Smack Nuts for doing his, Tangy Puss, he's been keeping up with it, and I believe Taxing is also starting on it. So shout outs to everybody. And yeah, guys, just a quick little update. Sure, I may add on to this, but if not, then there will be more. Love you guys. Have fun. Be safe. Treat each other excellent. Peace.